All right, everyone. It is Sunday, September 17th, 2023. It's the MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, Louis Adam Martin, joined by my co-host here, Mr. Big Marcel. We just finished recapping Noche UFC, and now we move our focus to UFC Vegas 79. So still in Sin City, but back at the Apex here for this card, Marcel. I believe we have 11 fights on this card. We have about 45 minutes, guys, to preview the card for you guys, so I'm looking forward to that. Marcel, just your overall thoughts on this card before we get into it.
Yeah, it's an okay card. You know, it's kind of an Apex card. The main event is not really Apex, but I think the UFC think this is typical Apex for some reason. Yeah, it's definitely a very good main event. I think co-main event is very fun as well. There was some beef between those two for some years, so that's a fun one. And yeah, maybe I'm weird, but I still like Karate Hottie, and I like Marina Rodriguez. I want to say Michelle Rodriguez with this actress. So yeah, I mean it's an okay card.
Couple of comments. Knox, he likes the card, so is Joe. Yeah, I think it's decent. Like, I mean, there's some really good fights, but there's also a few, especially on the prelims, there's a couple of fights that are just like loser gets caught. You know what I mean, Marcel?
So that's pretty much like LFA prelims, I would say.
Some of them are, yeah. All right, let's get into it. Let's just get right into it, guys.
Let's go.
Absolutely, Max Holloway. All right, start off the night, Marcel. In the women's bantamweight division, we have Tamires Vidal. Second fight in the UFC, taking on Montserrat Rendon, who's making her UFC debut. Odds for this one right now have, obviously, we have Vidal favored here, not surprisingly, after her debut getting that flying knee. Minus 250 here against plus 205 with Rendon. Yeah, I mean, like, Rendon's a grappler, Marcel, so it's striker grappler, right? But, I mean, Vidal is very impressive, and she's really young, too. She's only 25. Montserrat Rendon, 1 year younger than me, so 34 years old here, making her debut, only 5 fights. Don't like that. I think her last fight was split decision in LFA, like not, super impressive. Not really. It's kind of weird that she's on this card. Like, if she was signed, why not put her on that Mexico card?
Yeah.
Kind of. I don't really understand this at all. Like, she is undefeated. She's only been fighting for 3 years, so again, her grappling is like decent. So she could get some success with the grappling, but I mean, how do you not pick Vidal? How do you not pick her after that last fight, man? With that flying knee knockout and a lot of finishes in her career. She has a win over Aileen Perez. It was illegal knees, but she did win that fight. Martina Janjarova from PFL also fought Carol Hossa. So the level of competition is higher for her too. Better wins. Already has UFC experience. Everything's pointing to Vidal to win this fight, Marcel. I know that Rendon has not been finished yet in MMA, but this would be the fight where it happens. So I'm leaning towards this girl getting another finish, Marcel. I really liked what I saw last time, man. There's no reason I'd pick against her now. So give me Vidal in a knockout. What do you think?
Yeah, the only reason I would pick against Vidal is that atrocious walkout that she had in her debut. Yeah, I think she wins as well. She was impressive. I know it was against Ramona Pascual, but still, she was impressive. What she showed, beautiful flying knee. Montserrat Rendon, another Montserrat in the UFC, right? Yeah, I don't know. Not really impressive what I've seen, but yeah, like you said, it's like ground fighter against more of a stand-up fighter.
Yeah, and I was going to say Vidal's lone loss was by submission. So, like, if the fight goes to the ground, she could be in a little bit of trouble. But I don't know if this girl gets it there, right?
Yeah, it's possible, But man, I would also lean towards Vidal. Late finish or decision.
The only problem is the odds a little bit because it is minus 250. Like, again, I do think she wins, but it's like, as a grappler, if Rendon can get that takedown, she'd be a live dog at plus 205. I can say that. Again, I'm not picking her, but if she can get that takedown, it'll be interesting. I still think Vidal probably finishes her, though. So we do have an agreement here in the first fight, Marcel. Joe likes the Beans and Fialho fight. Yeah, that's a good fight. All right, let's go to the next fight here, guys. We got Mizuki taking on Hannah Goldy. So she went away for 2 years, Marcel. Now she doesn't have a last name anymore. Mizuki anyway.
3.
Taking on Hannah Goldy. And then I was going to say Mizuki. She's also minus 250. Exact same odds in this fight. Hannah Goldy plus 205. I mean, again, I would lean Mizuki because I just don't think Hannah Goldy's that good. I'd favor any opportunity I can get, and I'm going to here. But, like, would I lay minus 250 on this girl who hasn't fought in 3 years? No fucking chance in hell. Like, there's no way. There's no chance. Like, this is horrible value on this girl. Mizuki. He hasn't fought in 3 years. Her last fight was a loss. 2 fights in the UFC. Split decision win over Wu Yanan, who's not very good. And then Amanda Lemos decisions there. So, I mean, the fact that she went to decision with Lemos, I guess, is something to hold her head up. But, like, hasn't fought in 3 years. Probably comes back, improved. She's young. So, like, and imagine she can come back and make some improvements. But, again, I just don't have confidence in this fight. I would imagine she gets the job done here, Mizuki Marcel. The odds are probably like that for a reason. The odds makers aren't trying to give out plus money on fighters they don't think will win necessarily. I don't know, man. This is not a fight I'm interested in betting. Again, like, I'm picking both the favorites in the women's fights, guys. They're both minus 250. Would it really surprise you if one of them lost, one of these women lost, or even both? It wouldn't surprise me at all. Like, if you really were feeling interesting, you could take a shot on both dogs, small, right, and hope to break even if one wins. I'm not going to. I'll just pass completely. But, yeah, I mean, how could you really have confidence in this girl not having fought in 3 years? There's just better spots out there, guys. There's better spots. So I'll take Mizuki by decision, I guess, Marcel. But, like, man, no way I would bet on this. Go ahead.
Feel the same way, man. There's a horrible betting line here. You're not going to put that kind of money on somebody who hasn't fought for 3 years, and I'm definitely not going to putting any money on Dana Goldy. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, what can you do? I'm also going with Mizuki in a way here. She wins. I would say decision. By the way, she's actually she's the only brother-sister combination who has been in the UFC, right?
Naoki Inoue or something?
Yeah, Naoki and Mizuki, yeah.
What happened to that guy? He fought like a couple times, right? Like once or twice.
I think he's a riser, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right, let's go to the next fight here. All right, guys. This one, another fight. I think can go either way too. Mohammed Usman taking on Jay Collier. Usman is favored here. He is minus 165, plus 140 on Jay Collier. Again, Marcel, like, low-level heavyweights here, guys. Like, Usman, he is 2-0 in the UFC, but hasn't looked that good. I thought he'd be Taffa, but it was so close, and he only landed 7 significant strikes. It was terrible. It was actually a really bad fight to watch. He did have takedowns, though, at 12 minutes of control. So that was impressive, I guess, in a way. And then the Puga fight was losing, and they came back and knocked him out. So, like, he's been getting wins, but, like, it's not that impressive to me. And then Collier, again, he's been in the UFC almost 10 years now. He did that transformation from a middleweight to light heavyweight, nice heavyweight, but, man, although I do feel like his record's a little bit worse than it should be, because some of these fights were like the Carlos Felipe fight and the Arlovsky fight, he probably should have won at least one of those fights in the judges' scorecards, if not both. Yeah. But the last couple fights have not been very good either. The Barnett fight was just like he drops him and then gassed out again. I mean, the guy is just not really in good shape. The Boudet fight was like at least a little better. He went the distance, Marcel, with the guy who's really good. Like I think Boudet is a pretty good fighter, so that was decent. But again, how do you trust him coming off 3 straight losses? Like it's tough to. So, man, this could be a dogger pass spot. I'm passing completely though. I'll take Usman Marcel to win a decision, I guess. But like I think this fight is the worst fight in the card, personally. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I'm actually surprised UFC didn't put another main card, to be really honest. I feel the same way, man. The thing is with Collier, I really feel I can't pick him anymore after that Chris Barnett fight. He looked so bad in that one, remember? Gassed out completely in the second
Your camera's gone, by the way.
Oh.
There you go.
That's this fucking camera, man. Yeah, I mean, probably Usman decision, but... yeah, he's going to be like probably the worst 3-0 fighter in the UFC,
I know, right? Like, it's crazy. And you have guys like, what's that guy's name that's really good that's like 0-3?
Lacerda.
Well, Lacera's 0-4.
Gabriel Santos, 0-2.
Santos, that's the guy we're thinking about, 0-2. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I completely agree. All right, let's go to the next fight here. Again, this fight could suck too. I think this fight's going to really suck, to be honest with you. Jacob Malkoun taking on Cody Brundage. I want to say this was short notice book too. Like it wasn't much notice, right, for these guys? Like about a month.
Malkoun was supposed to fight Alias Kapkizriev, didn't happen. Then he was supposed to fight Robert Bricksack, didn't happen, and now he's supposed to fight Cody Brundage.
So Cody taking the fight at short notice here. Yeah. I mean, the odds are reflective of what the fight is. It's minus 45 Malkoun, plus 270 Cody. How can you bet on Brundage? Like the last fight was so bad against Dumas, terrible. He's looked just really bad. Like. He had a couple of good fights, a couple of good wins in a row, I should say. Like But overall, in the UFC, he has not looked very impressive, Marcel. Like, on paper, he's this amazing wrestler or whatever, but, like, I don't see that in his fights at all. He's a guy that kind of wilts under the pressure. He kind of gasses out. I have a soft spot for this guy because I know I think his daughter's got some issues, and I have a soft spot for that, right? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Marcel, But at the same time, I can't pick this dude. I think Malkoun just ragdolls him, man, honestly. Look at Malkoun's stats. 9 takedowns against Maximov, 7 against Allen, 6 against Dobson, 8 against Abdul Razak Al-Hassan. The guy's a takedown fucking machine. I actually thought he even beat Brendan Allen, to be honest with you. He's a boring-ass fighter to watch. It's like watching paint dry. Like this, you always talk about your poop break. This is definitely the fight, I would say, because I think he just takes him down, holds him there, and it's going to be a really bad fight. And Brundage will just stay on the bottom and be content to lose a decision. That's exactly like the Dumas fight. That's how I see it playing out. Again, minus 485 is a lot, but like I'm like 99% sure that this guy wins. He's like my most confident pick on the card. Malkoun by decision. I absolutely think he wins this fight, and the odds are where they are for a reason. What do you think?
Normally, it's possible, The thing is, like, if Cody Brundage is on, he can surprise, But the thing is, like, he didn't do it last couple of times. Listen, man, the Oleg Sejchuk fight wasn't good. Actually, the Vieira fight was pretty good the first round. He almost finished him, But then he lost in the second round. The Dumas fight was really bad, and he knows that as well. Malkoun is like, how do you say that? He's like a training partner of Robert Whittaker, but he's the complete opposite to me, It's like Robert Whittaker, I always want to see him fight. Malkoun, I always want to not see him fight. Brundage actually wanted this fight last year already, The thing is, like, Malkoun probably is going to spam takedowns, That's what I expect, and try to dry hump. So that's pretty much what I expect. So probably Malkoun decision win because he's never getting a finish. So
the wet blanket himself. Yeah. We got a couple of comments here. And they're having a card ended with all decisions. I don't think so. I mean, there's probably been cards with mostly decisions, but I can't think of one that didn't have one finish. Yeah, exactly. I think he wins easily, though, guys. What's up, Antoine? How's it going, man? Glad to have you here, my friend. All right, Marcel, we'll go to the next fight. It's a good one, I think, too. I think, Joe was saying he likes this fight. I like it too, Joe. We have Tim the Dirty Vermeens taking on Andre Fialho. And the odds for this one, Fialho's favorite here. He is minus 200 and plus 165 in Tim Means. I'll let you this one, Marcel. What do you think?
It's like it's actually very difficult, in my opinion, because I feel like Andre Fialho can get the knockout early, but he's a bad gas tank, dude, and he's hittable as well. And Tim Means at the same time, maybe he can play it safe, Maybe he can play it safe and get him into deeper waters, and get a decision or get a late finish. Maybe even can get it to the ground, I think Tim Means is better on the ground than Andre Fialho. Maybe that's a bold claim, but that's what I feel. Very difficult, to be honest. I think if you're going for an early knockout, you pick Fialho. If you don't go for early knockout, you pick Tim Means. Man, let's roll with Means here, dude. He's still mean. It's part of his name, for God's sake, So Tim Means decision for me here. Maybe even a late finish.
All right, load up the sound. Load it up.
Okay,
load it up. Load it up. And in the meantime, I'm gonna get these comments. Have you seen the UFC 294 poster? I haven't seen anything.
No,
Craig, hope you're doing well, Craig. I hope you had a good night last night. I think you did well with your betting, right? Marcel, you got it ready?
1, 2, 3.
Tim Means. Tim fucking the Dirty Bird Means, dude. How do you not take him here at plus 165? You have to take a shot on him. Like, he's the better fighter. He's the better striker. He's just older. That's the only problem. He's the better fighter. He has more experience than me. He's a better fighter overall. Fialho's got power, but he's got a terrible chin. They knocked on 3 straight fights. He gets tired late in the fights. Like you said, man, there's no way in hell I would bet on a guy coming off 3 straight knockout loss, especially a guy as chinny as this dude, against a striker like Tim Means, who also has a good gas tank. He can easily go 15 minutes, Tim Means. There's no problem there. You saw when he fought Mike Perry. Like, you saw how technical and striking these guys. Like, I understand he's lost his last 3 fights, but look at how the fights played out. He was getting beaten on the ground. Fialho's not taking him down. This is going to be a stand-up fight, it's a 50-50 fight that I think Tim Means as a plus 165 dog, you fucking damn right he's going to bark this weekend. My first dog pick in the card, Tim Means by knockout. I like Tim Means by knockout here. I would definitely take a shot on that too, that prop. I would say second or third round knockout, but it could come in the first round too, like with a counter punch. I just don't trust Fialho at all, and I don't really understand why he's minus 200. Other than the fact he's like 8 years younger, he doesn't really have an advantage in this fight, in my opinion. And I think you agree, Marcel.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's 10 years younger, not 8. But I understand that, guys. Trust me. Tim's 39. But I still think he can still win fights, and I think this is a fight he can win. I think he gets him out of there. All right, so we have a consensus dog. There we fucking go, Marcel.
Did you expect me to pick these?
I wasn't sure. That's why I actually wanted to start, because I wanted to hear what you'd say. But no, I liked them already anyways. I was going to pick them. I actually haven't. That's the thing. Sometimes I'm like on the fence about dogs. Like I have no hesitation with this dog pick. Like I want to make this dog pick. I've always liked Tim Means. I think he has a really good shot to win at plus 165 in a fight that really can go either way because they both have power and they're probably someone gets knocked out. You have to take a shot on them. All right, we go to the next fight here, guys. We have Dan Argueta, or according to the Tapology, Damn Argueta. I don't know why it says that, but Damn Argueta.
I can't change it.
Takes on Miles Johnson in the bantamweight division. Odds for this one, Dan Argueta is favored, minus 185. Miles Johnson plus 155. Marcel, I'll tell you right now, if I didn't see that last fight with Ronnie Lawrence, I probably would have picked Miles Johnson here. But after seeing how dominant he was in that fight, I have to take him here. Like, the guy's definitely leveled up. And also, like, at 135, he's a better fighter, I think, too. Like, he's more dangerous. He's bigger. In this fight, Dan Argueta, is, I think, going to be able to get Miles Johnson down. I know Miles Johnson has really good takedown defense. I get that. It's very, very high. But I don't know if he's fought a wrestler of this caliber yet, really. I just don't think Miles is that great, man. I got to be honest. That last fight with Vince Morales was really bad. And right before they got finished the ground, I think Argueta can get him down. To be honest, Marcel, the more I think about it, I was thinking decision, but now I'm thinking maybe he can submit him. Maybe that can happen. So, yeah, I'm thinking Argueta decision submission. That's what I'm thinking here. I'm leaning towards a sub now that I think about it because I think he can get the neck or something and choke this guy out. I'm taking Dan Argueta. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel the same way, actually. I've always been pretty high on Miles Johns, but yeah, I feel like Dan Argueta is very underrated, and I think he showed in this last fight against Ronnie. I always say Ronnie Lawrence instead of Ronnie Lawrence. He showed in Ronnie Lawrence fight, got to a no contest. Yeah, I'm also feeling Argueta is going to get the win here. Will he finish him? I don't think so. I'll go with the decision win. I think he will be pretty dominant on the ground. That's how I feel about the fight.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right, we'll go to the next fight here.
Main card.
We got Ricardo Ramos taking on Charles Jourdain. I think I did pretty good in both those names, I would say. Yeah, these are close odds. Minus 130 Jourdain and plus 110 Ramos. What do you think, man?
It's a difficult fight, I think. Charles Jourdain. I felt like he was kind of on a bad streak at a certain moment. The Shane Burgos fight was close, yeah, true. But in the Daniel Wood fight, he got completely destroyed pretty much in that fight, in my opinion. Then he fought Kron Gracie, where the UFC clearly wanted to get Kron Gracie a win there, but that didn't happen. Charles did perfect, and he got the win by decision. If you look at Ricardo Ramos, the dude had a problem with his weight in this last fight when he had to fight Austin Lingo. He was too heavy, almost 10 pounds too heavy. I was fighting Charles Jourdain. Yeah, it's a difficult one. I think it's a really close fight, to be really honest. I hope he makes weight, but I have more confidence in Ricardo Ramos getting it done. So I'm picking Ricardo. Does he finish him? I don't think so. Going decision win for the Brazilian here.
Yeah, I agree with you. Let's see here. Wait, sorry. Who did you pick? Wait, can you say one more time?
Ramos, sorry. Ricardo Ramos.
Yeah, I'm picking him too. I am picking him as a dog as well. So hit the button again.
I just clicked it away.
What the? Come on, man. We're not done yet. Yeah. I know I'm shocked myself. I'm going against the Canadian here, Marcel, but like, I think Ramos is a good fighter. Just doesn't fight that often. But like, man, here's the thing. Like, here's what really stands out to me, Marcel. You know what Jourdain's takedown defense is? Do you know what it is?
No.
48%. So that's below average, by like very below average. I think he can be taken down in this fight. I think he can be controlled on the ground. I think it might look like that Bill Algeo fight with Ricardo Ramos, where he just like grinded him out with takedowns, body lock takedowns. That's how I think the fight plays out. Like, I like Jourdain, obviously, guys, good striker. Here's the thing with the Kron Gracie fight, because you'll be like, oh, well, Kron didn't take him down. First off, Kron's not a good wrestler. Second off, Kron did not attempt one takedown in that fight. What the fuck was he thinking? Kron looked like he had just come out of like a spaceship and entered the world for the first time in 100 years in that fight, Marcel.
Yeah.
Like, he looked terrible, and I don't really rate that win that high. The fights before that, Wood and Burgos took him down, grinded him out. If it's on the feet, obviously Jourdain can win this fight, and because I think he's the better striker, but it's not like that much of a big striking difference, I don't think. Like, Ramos is a good striker too. Ramos has that crazy spinning back elbow that he's knocked a couple of guys out with, the special move. I don't know if he knocks out Jourdain. Jourdain is very, very tough. Obviously, Marcel, a very good chin, but I think he could submit him maybe if the fight goes to the ground. I kind of feel like most likely, though, it's going to be a very close fight that Ramos has more control in and wins the decision. That's what I'm thinking. So, yeah, at the dog, Marcel, I'm with you. I think he wins the fight as a dog. You said decision. Sorry, I just was distracted when you said that. What was it, decision? You said or
yeah, I said decision.
Yeah. So we have the same pick. There we go. I think he's way better on the ground, Antoine. Right? Like, I would imagine you feel the same way, right? Ground game, Marcel.
Sorry, not again.
Almost just ground game. I would imagine.
Oh yeah, I think he's better at ground game than Jourdain. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll go to the next fight here. We got Bryan Battle taking on AJ Fletcher. After this one, we have. Take a look here. Battle is favored minus 180, Fletcher plus 150. Go ahead, Marcel.
Yeah, man, Bryan Battle, he surprised me, dude, not going to lie, in this last fight. You know, he got the quick knockout win over Gabe Green. And he's been looking good in the UFC, besides that Rinat Fakhretdinov fight. But I think many guys losing to Rinat Fakhretdinov, you know what I mean? So it's not really that bad. If you look at AJ Fletcher, he got the win over Tambo Garimbo last time out. And his fights with Ange Lusa and Matthew Semmelsberger were fun to watch, you know, but he lost those fights. He got that quick win over Darmiani in the Contender Series in 2021. I think that was the very first episode of the very first fight of the very first episode that year. I think will be a close fight. I think will be one of the better fights on the card, to be honest, man. But man, I'm favoring Battle. Maybe it's a little bit recency bias, but I think he can get the win. He has to. I feel like he has to keep it standing for sure. Bryan Battle, unanimous decision, I think, but it will be a fun one, and I have a feeling we might differ on this one.
Yeah, so it's kind of a tough one, I think. But again, there are going to be some dogs that win on this card. Fletcher's like decent, but here's the thing, man. Look at the reach disadvantage. 10
Here's the
inches,
thing, you guys.
Guys, it's just too much to overcome. 10 inches of reach and 3 inches of height, but the 10 inches of reach, this guy's got little T-Rex arms. I understand he took down Temba and Garimbo in the last fight and submitted him. Like, that was a good win. And the Angelosa fight looked okay at times. Same with Semmelsberger, but, like, you know, again, the reach is just – he has to go for takedowns, I would imagine, this fight. Kind of beat him like how Rinat did, grapple him. But, like, I just don't rate AJ Fletcher the same kind of grappler as Rinat. And Rinat, like, yes, he took him down, control him, but, like, wasn't really able to do much on the ground, you know? Didn't really advance position that much, like, didn't really go for finish in that fight. Battle, man, on the feet, so dangerous, Marcel, with the striking. 2 knockouts in the UFC under 1 minute. I mean, that shows it right there. I think his takedown defense on paper is 38%, but again, it's you know, because of that Rinat fight, it looks worse than it is, I think. I don't know, man. This is a tough one. Honestly, it is tough, but I just can't ignore the 10 inches of reach. So even though I think Fletcher could grapple him here, it's possible. I would lean Battle. I was thinking decision, but maybe knockout. What did you say, Marcel, for the method?
I said decision. I wanted to say that's what she said when you said this. I cannot.
Yeah, I'm leaning a decision here, but, like, again, you know, it's not my. I don't have the best read on this fight. I probably stay away from it personally. All right, we'll go to the next fight here, guys. We have Michelle Waterson-Gomez taking on Marina Rodriguez in a rematch. This is a very weird rematch to me. I don't really understand why they're making this fight unless, you know, maybe the UFC matchmakers think Marina is on the decline, and they think, you know, maybe she'll lose. And I don't know. It's possible she is. Like, she hasn't looked very good lately, but it's still a weird fight to do again. Yeah, Marina's favorite here in the rematch, obviously minus 305, plus 245 on Gomez. So Waterson-Gomez. So Rodriguez, second biggest favorite in the card behind Malkoun. I mean, why would you pick Waterson-Gomez, really, unless you think Marina Rodriguez is really on the decline and a shot fighter? Like, I'm just not ready to say it because you lost to Lemos and then Jandiroba. Like, the last fight was bad. Don't get me wrong; it was really, really bad. But again, is this the opponent that's going to grapple her? Like, Waterson's not that great of a grappler. She's decent. She can sneak in and take down here or there, but not like a strong wrestler. It'll probably be a striking battle again. And then the first fight, it was 49-46 for Marina, and she outstruck her 125-88. And this fight it wasn't that long ago, if I'm not mistaken. It was in 2021, so just about over 2 years ago. It feels like it was even more recent than that, to be honest with you. I don't understand why they're running this fight back. It's just kind of weird. Like, it just doesn't really make sense to me. I'm picking Marina Rodriguez by decision here. I don't have a ton of interest in betting on Marcel, although I am pretty sure she wins this fight. It's just, again, she is on a little bit of a decline. So minus 300, you have to pay a pretty big price for her here. I'm pretty sure she wins, though, because you talk about decline. I mean, Waterson-Gomez lost 5-6. She is competitive in these fights. That's why she keeps getting these other fights. But, like, I don't know, man. What do you think, man?
I think Waterson won last fight against Fialho, to be honest. I think she got screwed in that one, although it was close. Yeah, I think the first fight was at 125. Maybe that's why they want to do it at 115 this time. I have no idea why. But I'm also on Rodriguez probably by decision. It's like a really weird rematch. I like both girls, to be honest, but it's just a weird rematch, which I'm like, why the hell do we do this again? But yeah. Long story short, Rodriguez unanimous decision.
Yep, they're the same pick. All right, we'll go to the next one here, guys. Bryce Mitchell taking on Dan Ige. Odds of this one, Bryce Mitchell's favorite minus 190, plus 150 at Ige. Yeah, again, I'm going with Bryce Mitchell, the grappler here. And again, there's a big enough sample size where I look at Dan Ige's takedown defense, 56%. Very bad. So there's a big enough sample size here, guys, where because he has 14 fights in the UFC, I counted it. Like, we know now that he doesn't have very good takedown defense. He is a good striker. He's a good, well-rounded fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's solid everywhere, but and he's tough. But again, Mitchell is a very strong grappler. Most of his fights, he's gotten a takedown. In most fights, he's able to get top control. I know the last fight didn't go well for him, but he was able to get down to Poirier, which is kind of surprising. Yeah, I mean, listen, man, Bryce Mitchell's still, I think, a pretty good prospect. I'm not ready to write him off because he lost to Topuria. I don't agree with most of the stuff this dude says. Like, he's just kind of out there, but man, his grappling's good. So I think he gets the fight down. Dan's super tough. I don't think he finishes him, so I'm thinking decision. But I think it'll look like maybe like the Montserrat Love fight or even the Chan Sung Jung fight. Like, that's the thing. Chan Sung Jung was able to have all the success with the takedowns. There's no reason to think that Bryce Mitchell can't either. So, Bryce Mitchell by decision. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a pick. Bryce Mitchell by decision. He's going to probably spend the takedown. He's going to try to get it to the ground, and he's pretty dominant when he can control people on the ground. So I feel the same way, man. I think Dan is good enough to prevent from getting submitted or getting TKO'd by ground and pound. Mitchell decision is the way to go for me as well.
There we go. All right, we'll go to the last fight here, guys, the main event. Wow, we got there quick today, which is good, but that's okay. All righty. We got Rafael Fiziev taking on Mateusz Gamrot. Amazing main event, in my opinion. Minus 160 Fiziev, plus 135 Gamrot. Yeah, I love this fight, Marcel. I fucking love this fight, man. Great fight. I have to go with Fiziev, though, Marcel. And again, I'm a numbers guy, and look at the takedown defense, 90%. Gamrot's going to have a hard time getting him down. I know Gamrot he averages 4.5 takedowns a fight. He's a fucking great grappler. He even took down Armand 6 times. So he is phenomenal with the grappling. But I do think Fiziev's hips are so fast, man. He's been able to shrug off a lot of the takedowns. I'm worried about the cardio a little bit because he does slow down in fights, right? But I do remember that fight with RDA where he knocked him out in the 5th round. So although he did slow down a little bit in the Gaethje fight and the Bobby Green fight, I still think that Gamrot's pace is not going to be like as high as those guys in the feet, and Fiziev won't slow down as much. I think the fight probably goes the distance. These guys are both very tough. Gamrot's never been finished before, and Fiziev, he's been finished, but it's not easy to do. Yeah, I think this is a fucking great fight. I think it's going to be fight of the night probably. I'm going Fiziev by decision. That's my pick, Marcel. I think he outstrikes him, keeps the fight standing, and gets the job done here, man. Phenomenal fight. What do you think?
Yeah, I also don't see a finish in this one, to be honest. I think both guys are really well matched up against each other. Gamrot definitely will try to get it to the ground, although Fiziev ain't that bad on the ground, but he will try to keep it standing. I think it will be a super close fight, to be honest. I think Gamrot will find success with his takedowns, but I also think Fiziev can get up and will find success in the striking. I see this going to split decision, man, to be really honest. I think Fiziev wins, but I think it will be super close.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good fight, man. But yeah.
One for the fans in the Apex.
Yeah, Marcus likes Gamrot. He's been talking to me about this for a while. Joe likes Gamrot. Pato likes. All you guys like Gamrot. Fair enough. I mean, listen, it's a competitive fight. I said the odds, right? Did I not say? Yeah, minus 160 and plus 135. Like that's competitive odds.
The thing is, what always is like really. I always feel like people are really want to take. How should I say this? Imagine it would be plus 160 for Fiziev. Would many people then still say I'm going with Gamrot? Or do they pick Gamrot because he has the underdog?
Yeah, it's possible. But I mean, listen,
You know
like
what I mean?
I get that, but it's only natural. I think that way sometimes, just because like some dogs will hit, and if you look at the odds and you're like, okay, there's value, you might sway your opinion. But I understand because if the odds were the other way, you'd feel the same way. So I get it.
But that's why I say I just say who I think is going to win. I'm not looking at the odds here. I just say what I think is going to win.
No, that'll make you like accurate picks. All right. That's it for UFC Vegas 79, guys. I hope you enjoyed the preview. We're just going to preview Contender for Tuesday, and then we'll do Bellator really quick. Let's just go for like another five minutes or so, Marcel.
Sure thing. Let
me pull it up here, guys. We got Contender Series. Once again, I expect Dana to hand out the contracts like candy. Shamil Gaziev over Greg Velasco. Gaziev should knock him out and get the contract.
Yeah.
Jacoby Jones against Daniel James. I'll get your thoughts in 1 sec. Daniel James Allen. I guess Jacoby is favorite here. LFA guy. Talita Allen Char against Stephanie Luciano.
Talita's a Titan FC girl, right?
I don't know a lot about these. I didn't do this fight yet. I didn't really look at it yet. Let's take a look. MMA Masters. Okay, LFA girl. Titan FC. Yeah. And then the other girl, I feel like I've heard her for this one.
Talita's a good grappler. I'm going with Talita.
All right. Look at this girl's picture. Rodina. Yeah, and you're taking Gaziev, right, in the first fight?
Yeah. Gaziev, Jones, Talita. I'm also going with the difficult Brazilian name.
Canyon Kruchetsky. This guy's like Russian, Brazilian.
He got a win over Adriano Martins.
Oh, he did. He decisioned him. A nice win. Oh, he's on a nice win streak or unbeaten streak. Damian Lapis, Taylor's brother. A lot of experience, this guy. Interesting. Yeah, it's always interesting when they pull up these guys that have all these fights in Brazil. Dylan Montello, the Quiet Man. I don't know a lot about this guy. I mean, that's not the most impressive record, but he's been finishing people, so he's getting the shot. And then we got Igor de Silva. Another guy named Jawanta. Isn't that weird? Back-to-back weeks? Like, I've never heard of this name before, and then all of a sudden, you got two guys with the same name.
Jonata's a pretty common name in Brazil, I think.
Fair enough. Igor de Silva. He's undefeated. Jungle Fight guy. They like the Jungle Fight fighters, eh?
Yeah, the Jungle Fight is pretty good. Pretty good. Why is he Italian, actually?
I don't know. Who wins this one, though?
Why is this Italian flag? Oh, he's fighting out of Italian now. Well, he's Brazilian. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Silva violence.
Yeah. I think Silva wins.
Okay, fair enough.
Still.
All right, really quick. We'll just go through Bellator, guys. Just quickly. Eblin is like minus 500. He should absolutely win. He's been training with Strickland, right? So Pico should win as well.
Do you saw Strickland with that fire thing to Hans Mohammed? No, I'll send it to you later. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Crazy.
Cool. What do you think, though?
Pico wins, dude. Listen, man. Pedro Carvalho. I said it on the Bellator Zone podcast. No disrespect, but the only people picking Pedro Carvalho are his teammates, his family, and the mentally ill. So, I mean, Aaron Pico's winning that fight.
Fair enough. Anything else from this card?
Burnell wins. Kavanaugh wins. Let me see. I think Shokeli upsets Homasi probably. I have Rodriguez winning. Luke Traynor wins. Let me see. What else is interesting? Peter Quilly wins. He gets a tune-up fight against Daniela Micheli.
Charlie Ward.
Gregory Babin wins against Charlie Ward.
This is a good fight, too. Mansar Bernoulli versus JJ Wilson.
That's a very good fight.
And so is this fight, Luka Poklid versus Roman Feraldo.
That's also a good fight.
Too. This card's weird. There's 22 fights in this card, by the way, guys.
Under Kazan Magomed Sharipov.
Why is he so far deep on the card?
I don't think this is the right bout order yet.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Well, that's it anyways. Yeah. All right, Marcel. I think we're good here. We finished it in about, 35 minutes, so we did well. Do you think Pico will ever come over to UFC? I mean, it'd be nice, but I don't think so. Anyways, Marcel, I think let's just end it here. Appreciate everyone joining in today. Thanks for coming in on short notice, guys. Just wanted to get out of the way for the week. Marcel, anything you want to say, man, before we get out of here?
I'm good, man. Guys, thanks for watching as always. Looking forward to see you guys next week. Then we're doing the recap of UFC Vegas 79. But there is no preview because there's no card the week after. So probably some Q&A.
Fair enough. All right, Marcel, thanks again, man. That was a lot of fun. All right, guys, we'll be back soon. Have a great week, everyone. Good luck with your bets, and hopefully you guys cash out. Peace.